During this week's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, we delve into a plotline that has been steadily simmering, and now it is ready to reach its boiling point. The perspective that Finn has of Steffy is about to shift in a manner that has the potential to disrupt their relationship to its very foundation. Jacqueline McKinn's Wood's character, Steffy Forrester, and Tana Novland's character, Dr. John Finn Finnegan, have both been confronted with a number of difficulties over the course of the past few months. The couple has endured a variety of challenges, including misunderstandings, interference from former partners, near-death experiences, and even kidnappings. The flaws in their marriage may become irreparable as a result of a deeper and more personal conflict that is currently threatening their partnership. Finn no longer sees Steffy in the same light as he once did. These spoilers will address how Finn's changing feelings for Steffy could tear their tie, leaving Steffy to face a future in which her marriage may no longer be the safe haven it once was. This discussion will take place as The Bold and the Beautiful prepares for an extremely challenging week. Monday, the beginning of doubt. At the beginning of the week, there is a gloomy atmosphere since Finn's thoughts of worry regarding Steffy are beginning to emerge. Over the course of the previous few months, he has seen a shift in his perspective of their relationship, despite the fact that he continues to love her deeply. The marriage, which was formerly seen as strong and founded on trust, is currently beset by uncertainty, insecurity, and the burden of concerns that have not been discussed. During the beginning of the episode, Finn is seen sitting in his office at the hospital by himself, looking at a photograph of Steffy and their children. He is experiencing an internal struggle. During this time, his thoughts are racing as he recalls instances in which Steffy lied to protect others or maneuvered situations to her benefit. These are things that he had previously forgiven in the heat of desire, but which now serve to weigh heavily on him. The lingering worry that Steffy might not be the person he believed she was is something that he experiences. Flashbacks. The program makes use of flashbacks in a very smart way to emphasize important occasions where Finn's trust in Steffy began to weaken. Finn starts to see these instances as indications that he neglected in the name of love. These moments include her emotional entanglements with Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, as well as her covert behavior about her family. An emotional chat takes place between Finn and his adoptive mother, Lai Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, during which Finn opens up to her about his secret. Lee, who has always been an extremely protective mother to her kid, gets a feeling that Finn is going through more than simply the typical arguments that arise in a marriage. She advises him to engage in a conversation with Steffy about his thoughts before the situation becomes even more out of control. On the other hand, Finn is dubious whether or not he is prepared to confront the reality. During this time, Steffy is blissfully unaware of the rising problems that Finn is experiencing. Her most recent fashion endeavor is the focus of her day at Forrester Creations, where she spends the day working. In contrast to the inner anguish that Finn is experiencing, Steffy is self-assured, thriving in her work, and thrilled about the future that they have together. Optimism on Steffy's part. Steffy is totally concentrating on organizing a vacation for the whole family, including Finn and the children. She talks enthusiastically to Ridge, Thorsten K., about the planned vacation, but she is oblivious that Finn is emotionally withdrawing from the conversation. Ridge asks Steffy if everything is fine at home, because he has a feeling that something is not quite right. His concerns are dismissed by Steffy, who asserts that she and Finn are more powerful than they have ever been. This assertion will soon be put to the test. It is Tuesday when tensions start to show. Tuesday is the day that the tension that has been building up between Steffy and Finn becomes more noticeable. Despite the fact that he loves his wife, Finn is unable to shake the nagging notion that Steffy is not being completely honest with him over their relationship. While having a normal talk that gradually escalates into a dispute, the growing suspicions reach a point where they can no longer be contained. When Finn overhears a phone call between Steffy and Liam, things take a turn for the worst. The day begins in a manner that is not particularly noteworthy, but things take a turn for the worse. On the surface, the talk appears to be benign, with Steffy discussing issues related to co-parenting. However, Finn detects a familiar warmth in her voice, a tone that stirs up old fears about her affections for her ex-husband. As a result of the call, Finn's jealousy, which he had previously believed he had conquered, comes rushing back to him. Even though he had previously forgiven Steffy for her relationship with Liam, he now feels as like he is an outsider in her life. He is unable to ignore the question that keeps popping up in his head. Does Steffy still harbor feelings for Liam on a deeper level? Steffy is confronted by Finn. After some time has passed, Finn confronts Steffy about the phone call that she received. When Finn initially approaches Steffy, she is perplexed and protective. She reminds Finn that communication is necessary in order to co-parent with Liam. Despite this, Finn continues to press the issue, admitting that he believes Steffy is too close to Liam for him to feel comfortable. In an effort to persuade Finn that her relationship with Liam is only focused on the upbringing of their daughter, Kelly, Steffy, who is becoming increasingly upset, makes an attempt to soothe Finn. Specifically, she underlines that Finn is the one person who can truly hold her heart. Nevertheless, Finn's doubts about her sincerity increase in proportion to the extent to which she defends her acts. Both parties feel offended and misunderstood as their debate comes to a close without a resolution being reached. In the end, Finn is left wondering whether he can truly trust Steffy, while Steffy is perplexed as to why Finn is suddenly having doubts about their marriage. On Wednesday, events from the past reappear. The Bold and the Beautiful makes a significant turn by the middle of the week, delving further into the inner upheaval that Finn is experiencing and the reasons that are behind his shifting outlook on Steffy. Despite the fact that Finn's concerns may have been sparked by the phone contact he had with Liam, this is not even close to being the underlying cause. As time goes on, Finn comes to the realization that the problems in his marriage are more than just a result of his envy regarding Steffy's previous relationships. In the course of Finn's contemplation of their relationship, he begins to piece together events that occurred over the course of the previous year. These include Steffy's tendency to keep her family in the dark, the lies she committed in order to shield Thomas, and her occasional evasiveness regarding her sentiments. At first, Finn believed that these activities were essential in order to safeguard the people she cared about. But now he is curious about whether or not they are indicative of a more widespread pattern of conduct. Concerns regarding trust. Finn wonders if Steffy's propensity to conceal things has made its way into their marriage. Given that she was able to conceal significant information from him in the past, what else could she possibly be concealing at this moment? He used to have complete faith in her, but now that faith is beginning to waver. While this is going on, Steffy opens up to Thomas, played by Matthew Atkinson, about the ongoing conflict that she is experiencing with Finn. Finn's sudden lack of trust has left her feeling hurt and bewildered, especially considering the fact that she has done everything in her power to persuade him that he is the only guy in her life. Advice from Thomas. Thomas, who has experienced his own issues with obsessive love, suggests to Steffy that she should give Finn some space between them. Rather than being the result of anything Steffy has done, he thinks that Finn's fears could be the result of his own personal experiences from the past. Steffy is concerned that Finn's uncertainties could do irreparable harm to their marriage, despite the fact that she is grateful for her brother's support. While this is going on, Finn is having a talk with his co-worker at the hospital, who provides him with some unexpected insights. One of Finn's co-workers has brought to my attention the fact that Finn has been through a great deal of adversity in the past several months, including getting shot and coming dangerously close to losing his family. There is a possibility, as suggested by his colleague, that Finn's uncertainties regarding Steffy are not solely about her, but rather stem from his own apprehension of losing everything. A halt occurs in Finn's thinking as a result of this information. May he be projecting his own worries onto Steffy? The breaking point occurs on Thursday. During the episode that aired on Thursday, the tension that exists between Finn and Steffy reaches a breaking point. Finn makes the decision to address Steffy head-on after spending the night contemplating his feelings and deciding to confront her. In spite of the fact that he is unable to continue suppressing his feelings, the confrontation that ensues may ultimately alter the nature of their relationship. The confrontation. After a long day at work, Finn returns home with the intention of having an open and honest chat with Steffy about his thoughts. He acknowledges that he has been having a difficult time trusting her, And not just because of Liam. Rather, he believes that their relationship has been characterized by a pattern of secrecy and half-truths. In his explanation, Finn reveals that he is unable to look at Steffy in the same way anymore because he has the impression that she is concealing a facet of herself from him, and that this is causing the basis of their marriage to shift. Upon hearing Finn's confession, Steffy is taken aback and completely taken aback. She was completely unaware of the fact that he had been hiding these feelings of uncertainty and suspicion from her. In an effort to defend herself, she insists that she has never been dishonest with him and that her actions were never intended to mislead him. Nevertheless, Finn is not persuaded. Finn's weakness. In a rare moment of weakness, Finn says that he's afraid, scared that Steffy doesn't need him as much as he needs her, scared that she'll always have a deeper connection with Liam, and scared that their marriage was constructed on a mistaken understanding of who Steffy truly is. As the conversation progresses, both Finn and Steffy are left feeling emotionally exposed and vulnerable. Steffy is left with a profound sense of loss as a result of Finn's admission that he is unable to look at her in the same way. This causes her to question whether or not their marriage can endure this degree of uncertainty. Steffy is experiencing a level of uncertainty regarding their future for the very first time. The future is uncertain this Friday. As the week comes to a close, the two main characters, Finn and Steffy, find themselves at a pivotal point in their relationship. The aftermath of their confrontation is palpable, and it has left both of the protagonists in a state of disarray and uncertainty about what will happen next. Finn's retreat. Following the encounter, Finn makes the decision to remove himself from Steffy for a period of time in order to collect his thoughts. In an effort to avoid dealing with the emotional upheaval that is occurring at home, he spends the day at the hospital, immersing himself in his work without any distractions. But despite his best efforts to divert his attention away from the situation, Finn is unable to shake the impression that his marriage is on the verge of disintegrating. With the awareness that her son is experiencing discomfort, Lai extends her support to Finn. She informs Finn that relationships are never simple and that love sometimes takes forgiveness and understanding. She also reminds him that love is unpredictable. However, Finn is unsure if he is prepared to forgive Steffy or whether he is able to move on from the actions that she has taken. While all is going on, Steffy is left alone at home, struggling to come to terms with the truth of Finn's feelings. She goes back over their talk in her head, wondering if there is any degree of veracity to the allegations that Finn has made. Is she concealing too much information? Does her history with Liam raise any concerns about the future of her marriage? This is the first time that Steffy has ever had doubts about herself. Self-reflection of Steffy. As the episode draws to a conclusion, Steffy is seen sitting in the living room by herself, gazing at a photograph of her and Finn from the day they got married. Back then, it was impossible to deny the love that existed between them. However, now it seems fragile, as if it could be broken at any moment. The weight of Finn's uncertainty causes Steffy to question whether or not she is capable of re-establishing the trust that has been broken, or whether or not their marriage is doomed to fall apart. Themes revealed this week. Trust and doubt. The episodes presented this week revolve upon trust and the various ways in which it can be eroded. The central subject of these episodes is doubt. In addition to Finn's own fears, the fact that he is unable to fully trust Steffy is the cause of the rift that has been created in their marriage, which may be impossible to repair. Insecurities and vulnerabilities. The feelings of insecurity that Finn experiences are a driving factor inside of this narrative. The fact that he is concerned about losing Steffy and that he has questions about how she feels about Liam are both examples of the fragility that occurs even in the most stable of partnerships. Transparency and secrets. Steffy's history of concealing information, even for the most honorable of motives, has come back to haunt her more than ever. As Finn struggles to determine whether or not Steffy has been concealing her actual self from him, the subject of how much honesty is required in a partnership is investigated. Take a look ahead. The audience are left wondering what the future holds for Finn and Steffy as the week comes to a close. To what extent will they be able to regain the trust that has been broken? Also, Would Finn's shifting perspective on Steffy ultimately result in the dissolution of their marriage? Over the course of the following week, there will be even more drama as the aftermath of their confrontation continues to play out. It is possible that Steffy will be required to make some difficult choices, and Finn will have to determine whether or not he is able to forgive, or whether or not his love for Steffy is no longer sufficient to keep their relationship together.